Hello, my name is Valentine, and welcome to Valentine's Video Journal. So, I decided to make a video journal for a couple reasons. For one, I have a really hard time processing my thoughts and feelings without either writing about them or talking about them. So, venting at my friends is, getting kind of old for them. So, this is a way for me to be able to talk about the things that are bothering me without feeling like I'm forcing anyone to listen. If you don't want to hear about what's going on with me, you can click away. And that's enough for me. I feel like I'm not being completely selfish with talking about stuff that's bothering me this way. This is also so I can visually keep track of my progress in terms of, how things look around me, how my own appearance is. Basically, keeping tabs on my visual progress, I suppose is a way to say that. This is also a way for me to face a fear. I do not like anyone having recordings of my voice. I do not like anyone having any copies of my writing. For that reason, I will not leave messages on answering machines. I don't like making phone calls at all. I will literally have my roommate call the doctors for me and then put me on the line. It's kind of pathetic. And, I wanted to get away from that. And a big part of that is just getting comfortable with people having recordings of me. Or access to recordings of me, I suppose. The reason I'm making it public is, for starters, my friend and I were planning on doing a podcast on mental health and the struggles and journeys that go with it. That ended up falling through, but I thought it was a really good idea, and I really want to be able to help those who, are only getting one view of what this looks like, of what the journey and struggle with mental health looks like. I also want a way to keep myself accountable for things. I have a really hard time keeping promises to myself, but promises to other people are much easier for me to keep. So this is a way for me to kinda, if I'm doing something wrong, anyone who's been following my videos can just comment and be like, hey, you said you were gonna da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and that's enough to usually get me to go, oof, yeah, I did, I gotta go do the thing. So, this, basically, I'm doing this to track my progress with my mental health and for accountability, mostly. So, yeah. I will have one rule for this journal. I will not talk about personal issues with family and friends for two reasons. One, I play the blame game way too much. I am very bad about taking responsibility for my own actions, and I don't want another outlet for me to blame other people for the things I'm doing wrong. Another reason is I don't think it's worth the drama. If I'm having an argument with someone who's a friend of mine or a family member and they stumble across a video where I'm bad-mouthing them and whether we've made up at that point or not, that's not gonna help anyone or anything. So, unless I'm talking about a complete stranger that pissed me off while I was walking down the street, I'm not talking about my issues with anyone. So yeah, a little bit about me. I have been struggling with multiple diagnoses for a few years now. The four biggest are post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of being assaulted by a stranger a few years ago, bipolar disorder, which I'm pretty sure I got from my mom's side. Pretty sure. I don't know. Anxiety, which I definitely got from my mom's side. I also have ADHD, which I always forget about because I got diagnosed with that much later on. Although my roommate likes to laugh at me sometimes because he can totally see it coming out when I'm like in the middle of doing something and I walk away to go do something else, and he's like, "You didn't, what are you doing?" Yeah. One of the biggest things I struggle with, though, is emetophobia, which is the fear of vomiting. And I'll probably make its own video. There's a lot of stuff a lot of people don't understand about it, a lot of things. Most people haven't even heard of it to start with, so it is something I want to talk about and spread awareness for, so I will be making that its own video. I originally went to Cal State Monterey Bay for biology. I wanted to get my master's in scientific illustration and then become a high school biology teacher. That ended up falling through because I went crazy, because I'm crazy. So that ended up falling through, so I ended up going back home to Los Angeles and ended up going to a community college in the area for a while, majoring in art essentially, but really just taking some classes to keep me enrolled and also to try and get myself to fall more into the swing of things with school. I've never been a great student, but I've always loved learning. So, you know, my report cards in middle school and high school were always like, I'd have, what was it? I would usually have a C, D, or F, unless it was either my elective, PE, and occasionally there'd be another class that I'd really liked hanging out in, and I really liked hanging out with the teacher, so I'd put extra work in for that class. But for the most part, everything was like, I would get a C, D, or F, and then for my work habits, I would get an unsatisfactory. But for my cooperation, I'd get either satisfactory or excellent. And then the comments on each grade for each class would be like, pleasure to have in class, does not complete assignments / tasks. So that carried through till college, which has been difficult because I really, really want to finish school. I really want to be able to do that. But I'm taking a break for now, trying to get some other things in line. I moved to Albuquerque about a year ago today. I love it. But anyone who sees my ID at any point is just like, oh, you're from California? Why'd you come out here? Because it's cool and not absurdly expensive all the freaking time for everything. Also, it's got character. I like character. I am a character. Some of my hobbies that I may end up sharing some stuff about on this channel. You know, I went to school to be a jewelry maker. I really love making jewelry. In fact, my roommate may have taken the thing I made him because he just went out of town. Well, I make jewelry. It doesn't suck. Well, some of it sucks. Not all of it sucks, though. I love cooking. I'm still learning a lot. I'm not very good at it yet. My roommate probably would beg to differ. But I grew up with people who were just freaking amazing cooks. Like, I always grew up with home-cooked food from scratch, and it was always amazing. I like gardening. I like watching things grow. Life is interesting to me in all forms. I love gardening so much. I've got like seeds on my desk. Push the button. I am an artist. In fact, I actually have like paintbrushes and like paints all stacked up on my desk so that I have to have like my mouse and keyboard like off to the side or in my lap because it's all piled so high on my desk. Something I need to fix. I love journaling. Journaling is awesome. I love anything circus related. I love going out dancing. Love video games. Well, I enjoy video games. I don't know if I'd say I love them because I know a lot of people who are much more into them than I am. I can play a game for like 3 days straight and then after a while I need to go do something else, but I have friends that'll just like, that's all they do. I have so many friends that are just like, I don't get it. I can't focus that long. I get antsy and I have to go do other things. But yeah. But I very much enjoy video games. What else? I live in Albuquerque with my roommate, who is not here right now because his family is moving out here and he's helping them out with that. And my 2 guinea pigs, Billy and Lucy, which you will get to see at some point, probably when I clean this evening, because I'm going to post a second video tonight, because I need to. Can't really explain that, but I need to. I gotta drink some of my tea. I should probably get into why I decided to start this like now. A few months back, I ended up going to inpatient care, which a lot of people probably just call like the mental hospital or the psych ward. I ended up having to go for about a week, a little less actually. Came back, everything started feeling much better, things were getting better. Then this holiday season, things suddenly got really hard again. And I almost had to go back. And there's nothing wrong with inpatient care. There's nothing bad about it. In fact, while I was there, I generally enjoyed it. My only issue is I was gonna be bored, and I didn't want to be bored. So, yeah. Also, it wasn't an emergency situation yet, so I was still doing okay. My roommate was a little worried, but things have turned out okay. I'm fine, I think. Maybe. Not really, but yeah, no. Let's get into that. So, about the whole keeping track of my visual progress, or visually keeping track of my progress. I don't know how to phrase that. I have. Sometimes I won't realize I have a problem until someone else says, hey, like you've been losing a lot of weight, or hey, it looks like this is, I don't see any of it until someone else tells me. And a lot of my mental health manifests in very obvious ways. I don't know if you can really see. Probably you can. So, looks like I've got a bit of acne, right? I have dermatillomania, and when I am anxious or stressed out, I will compulsively pick at my face. So a lot of these aren't even actual pimples at this point, they're just scabs from me just compulsively picking at it. That's actually why I gave myself the bangs, is it's been too much. It's gotten to the point where, I've had multiple people ask if I've been doing meth. I'm not. Nor will I ever. I just look like this. And it doesn't feel very good. Another thing is my weight can fluctuate quite a bit. I've only in the past couple years been able to start actually gaining weight. So that's not the biggest concern for me, is, I can gain a bit of weight and I'll be fine. I can gain a bit of weight and still be healthy. The problem for me is I tend to stop eating for days at a time, and I will start to lose weight. And I won't notice until my clothes start falling off of me. I went on a trip to go visit my family in LA this past summer, and I ate maybe 3-4 meals the entire time I was out there, and some shorts I had from a long time ago that used to be way too tight on me were just it looked like the frickin' oh, look at how much weight I've lost kind of thing. It was not quite there, but maybe about there, just loosely hanging on me. That was the first time I'd ever actually seen my weight jump like that firsthand. I'd had other people comment on my weight like that before, but I'd never really seen it for myself. I was always like, they're just probably being overprotective. I'm okay, everything's fine. But after that trip, after losing all that weight, I am now very aware of how much my stress levels and the way I cope with things affects everything. Also, may have noticed how much of a wreck the room behind me is. This is a way for me to show everyone just how terrible I am at keeping things clean. No, this is hopefully going to motivate me to keep things cleaner. It will also keep me accountable, because I can't just tell people like, oh yeah, my house is clean, and then post a video where like there's stuff everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. No one's gonna buy that my house is clean if I'm posting videos where the house looks like this, which is a good thing, and I think that's really something I need. So yeah. I'm not gonna be very good at this whole, I guess it would be a vlog. I'm just gonna call it a big video journal though, because it's not, I don't really feel like going around outside and like filming all the things I'm doing. I might do that sometimes, but for me it's more about documenting like the emotion and progress, less so about sharing every waking moment of my life with you guys. Anyway, I will be posting a second video tonight. I'm a little nervous to edit this because I don't like the way my voice sounds. Gotta do it though. I'll be posting another video tonight about cleaning, I think. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks.